It's June 1st. We're midway through the season. We're sitting at 28-31 in fourth place, 15 and a half games back. Not exactly headline material, but that's okay because this isn't about headlines yet. We've had flashes of what this team can be, a few innings here, a hot streak there, but consistency is still our challenge, and that's fine because growing pains were expected. Today we focus on identity and what makes Brooklyn Kings baseball, speed, pressure, and hustle. And today we start the next chapter, the Rangers series. Let's talk about who we are right now. Our offense isn't built for idle baseball. We don't wait, we move, we run, we steal, we bunt, we hit and run. We make pitchers uncomfortable, every pitch, every inning. Chandler Simpson and Xavier Edwards are setting the tone at the top of the lineup. Simpson's speed forces mistakes. Edwards is our small ball specialist, moving runners, taking extra bases, and keeping defenses honest. Then we have Jonathan Aranda, Lawrence Butler, and B.J. Murray, guys who bring the power but also understand situations. They're not just swinging for the fences, they're thinking about when to hit, when to push, and when to set up a teammate. That's what we mean when we say this is a team that has an identity. We're leading the league in stolen bases, and that's not on accident. It is who we are. Every time a runner gets on base, he's thinking about the next 90 feet. This is a young team. There are definitely some mistakes and there are some learning moments, but every time we play smart, aggressive baseball, we're building something that lasts. Let's talk about B.J. Murray Jr. He's quietly become a rock in this lineup. His numbers are, he's hitting .248 for an average, 53 hits, 5 home runs, 26 RBIs, and he's not flashy. He's not the kind of stats that headline a box score, but the kind that keep innings moving, keep pressure on defense, and give the lineup balance. BJ's versatility has been huge. He's comfortable anywhere in the lineup. He's disciplined. He's maturing in real time. And honestly, he's earned more responsibility as this team finds its rhythm. When we talk about development, Murray is the perfect example. He's showing up every day, competing, and making small adjustments that add up. On the mound, we're still figuring out our identity. Joey Cantillo gets the start tonight. He's a strikeout guy with electric stuff. Walks have been a story for him, 33 so far, but when he's ahead in the count, he can dominate. And then there's Andrew Alvarez. He's been our stabilizer. Last game, he went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, no runs on 78 pitches, and got the win. That's the kind of performance we can build around. Efficient, composed, and accountable. Exactly what we want from our rotation. Bello and McGreevy are still searching for consistency. That's part of the growth. But with Alvarez leading by example, we have a reference for what right looks like. Our goal with the starters right now is simple. Compete, get through 5 innings, and give the bullpen a chance. That's how we manage the staff and develop arms for the long haul. So Papa D has made it clear all week about what he wants. He wants to manufacture at least 3 runs per game without relying on home runs. He wants to win the stolen base battle every game. And we got to have at least one starter go 6 innings in a game. Show some consistency and show some command. This isn't about taking the series in one fell swoop. It's about executing who we are. So as we head into game 1, it comes down to 3 things for us. We got to get on base early and force them to make some mistakes. We got to keep Cantillo's pitch count manageable, let him get through 5 innings strong. And then we got to play clean, consistent defense. Small mistakes can snowball. So we got to do these things in order to get the results we need. It's game 1 from Ebbets Field, and we're hosting the Rangers. Evaldi's on the mound for Texas. Papa D is in the front row, and you know he's watching our habits. Let's get started playing some Brooklyn baseball. Cantillo on the mound against Moore, 2-2 count. Strike 3. That's a first strikeout there for Cantillo on the day. Cantillo gets the ball tonight, and for him, it's about controlling counts, a slider and curve early, fastball when he's ahead. Misses there as he gets his first walk of the day. That's an issue that we talked about once before, that he kind of gives up too many walks. Got to find some control and keep runners off bases. Gets the strikeout there of Corey Seager. Gets out number 2 and strikeout number 2. Now on to Langford. Langford with a hard hit ball. That one gets over the head. Ball bounces up against the wall. Relay comes in from Miles. Miles to the plate. He is out. What a relay from Blanco to Miles to the plate. Throwing a runner out at the plate. Keeping the score here even at 0-0 as we head into the bottom of the first inning. Evaldi is on the mound, and we know that Evaldi is tough, experienced, and someone who doesn't give away extra bases. So this is the real identity of tonight. We got to make sure that we are attacking him early and often. Pitch coming. Ball down the line. That one can't be contained as Simpson beats this one out. You know you're not going to throw out Simpson once he gets on. You already know where he's headed as he's thinking, how do I get over to second base as quickly as possible? Runner goes, and that's ball 4. Edwards with a walk. You'll notice early movement tonight. The Kings don't wait around for 3-run homers. They try to manufacture stress every inning as Miles grounds this one to second base, and that's a double play. Miles not really having the year that he wants to have so far. Thankfully, there's Aranda who's helping pick him up as guys have learned to pass it down the line. Aranda with a hard hit ball up the middle, and that one gets through. That one is going to score a run, and your Kings are on the board early as Aranda gets an RBI single. Keeps his hands back, stays through the ball, hits it right back up the middle. And Evaldi can't do anything about it. Now on to Lawrence Butler, who is hitting .296 this season. One of the most consistent bats in the lineup as he grounds out to second base. And that's going to end the bottom of the first inning. Jonathan Aranda puts us on the board, gets a hold of one, and hits it right back up the middle, scoring a run. Simpson put himself in scoring position, and that's what it's all about here with the Brooklyn Kings. Cantillo now looking to make his second inning of work. And he gets another strikeout. That's third strikeout there for Cantillo. Even during quiet moments, if you're watching the Kings dugout, it's a lot of energy in the dugout, and that energy is deliberate. They believe that even though we're an expansion team, and even though we got some guys who aren't at the top of the depth chart, we got some guys who can make some noise. So energy is what it's all about. As Cantillo gets another walk and then gets another strikeout. This time getting Garcia. Gets the high heat up and above the hands. Slides that one by him and gets another strikeout. Evan Carter now at the plate. And that's strike 3. Cantillo having a day. He struggles a little bit with some walks, but any way he can find to get a strikeout, he's definitely getting it done. He sits the Rangers down. Papa D. Coleman is in the building tonight, front row right behind the dugout if you can't see him. When he's there, he's evaluating more than just the box score. He's looking to see how the dugout is doing. He's looking to see how the dugout is vibing as BJ Murray gets a hold of one and hits it all the way back up the gap. Back up the middle. Evaldi struggling a little bit here with the Kings lineup as they're able to connect on a few hits early on. Andy Rodriguez now to the plate. 2-2 count. Strike 3 as he looks at a splitter on the outside corner. Evaldi finally getting his first strikeout of the afternoon. Rosario now with a 1-2 count. Runner on first base and one across for the Kings so far. Here's the pitch. Oh my God, watch your face. Evaldi almost dies as the ball is hit right back up the middle. And boy, did that get back up the middle fast. Rosario letting them know, welcome to Brooklyn. Deron Blanco now. Ball up the middle. That one gets through as well. Ball coming to the plate. And B.J. Murray Jr. scores from second base. That puts another run on the board. Blanco with an RBI. That brings up Chandler Simpson now. Ball hit to the right side. And Simpson grounds out to first base. That's going to be the second out, but it moves runners up to second and third. You know, when you look at that play, it might not be the most extravagant play, but it definitely puts runners in scoring position, and it gives himself up. It's the equivalent to a bunt, which is what the Kings are interested in. We're interested in moving runners over so that our next guy can base hit one through and score a couple runs. And that ball is down. That's what I'm talking about. Ball gets there, and oh no. Blanco is thrown out at the plate, but that's literally what we're talking about. Getting guys over and getting them in scoring position and giving ourselves a chance to score runs there. Edwards gets an RBI, but Blanco gets thrown out at the plate. On to the top of the third inning now. Ball hit hard by Simeon. And that's a base hit for the Rangers. Dylan Moore up now. Cantillo right at him as he pops up to Aranda. And Aranda pulls this one down, giving them the first out of the inning. Alvarez set the tone last time out. 5 innings, no runs. That's the blueprint here for Cantillo. As this one's popped up behind the plate, Rodriguez gets under it and pulls it down as well. That's 2 outs for Cantillo. After giving up the first hit in the inning, he hasn't done much else since then. Oh my goodness, I spoke way too soon as this ball is hammered out onto Flatbush Avenue. This one's hit pretty far, 459 feet. Corey Seager hits his 12th home run. Cantillo struggles a bit there. That ball was hit really, really hard. That one was up in the zone. Cantillo is going to have to bounce back from this one pretty quickly. Wyatt Langford now to the plate. That ball is hit hard as well. Simpson chases it as it gets down in the gap. Langford rounds first base, heading into second as this one's cut off by Miles. And the Rangers now have a runner in scoring position. Only down 1 run. Can Cantillo figure it out? 1-2 count. Can he find his way out of this third inning? And he gets another strikeout. That one will do it. Cantillo finds a way after giving up a long bomb to Corey Seager. Jackie Miles now coming to the plate, hitting .202 on the year, struggling a bit at the plate. Can't find the way to get the ball to drop in, but maybe he'll figure it out. This one's hit hard. Is this one in the gap? This one hits off the wall. Miles grounding second base, turns the corner, looks to go to third base, and he stands up going into third base with a triple. And as soon as I say he needs to get off of it, he hits one hard. Jackie Miles with the start of the third inning with a triple. 3-2, your Kings. Aranda coming up looking to score that run from third base. Gets a good piece. That fly ball might do it. Caught in center. They try to tag him up. Miles to the plate. He slides in head first, and that scores another run. 4-2, Brooklyn Kings. That's what we talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Small ball. We use speed to get over to the third base, and then we find a way to get a fly ball to score a run. Butler looks at strike 3. That splitter is giving the Kings a fit today, as they have watched that now for the second time on the outside corner. B.J. Murray up now, 3-2 count with 2 outs.
Take your base.
Watches ball 4 on the outside corner. Second walk today given up by Evaldi to this Kings lineup, as they're already making their second way through in the bottom of the third inning. Ground ball up the middle. This one's taken at second base and gives us the third out. Your Kings find a way to push another one across off of Miranda's sacrifice fly ball. Jackie Miles hitting a triple to get things started. 4-2, your Kings. Jake Berger now facing Cantillo. This one's hit really, really hard. A rocket off the fence. This one hops, and Berger stays at first base. You know, hard hit balls like that here in Brooklyn, you would think you would get a double off of a hard hit ball like that, but indeed not. Simpson now goes and finds it. Berger's now on second base. Gets this one in. Can they get him? And they do. They throw Berger out at third base as he tags up and tries to get in. Simpson with a great relay to Miles. Miles with a great relay into Eggy Rosario. Lined it up perfectly. Two great throws. Throws him out without a second thought. I don't know what Berger was thinking, but I'll try that no more. Evan Carter now for Cantillo. Cantillo with 87 pitches finds another strikeout. Cantillo having a great night. He gets through 4. Your score is 4-2. Eggy Rosario, a single on the docks today, hitting .232 on the year. Ground ball to the left side. And that's the first out of the bottom of the 4th. Papa D was talking earlier about whether or not he was looking at effort or growth or what he was looking for when he watched his team. And he said, I'm not grading effort. I'm grading growth, and that's the standard. We want to see guys playing the right way, playing the Brooklyn Kings way, as Blanco grounds out to third base as well for the second out. Chandler Simpson now 1 for 2 on the day. Steps into the plate. Gets a good piece. This one flies out to right field and is caught. And the Kings go away quietly here in the 4th inning. If you're just tuning in, the Kings come in at 28-31, 4th in the division, but internally it's a team focused on identity more than standings. As Simeon flies out to Simpson in center field. We spoke with Frank Rutherford earlier today, and his message was simple. Clean at bats, pressure on the bases, and pitchers getting through 5 innings. That's all we need. If we can do that, then we can compete, as this ball is hit hard off the wall. Butler looks to get it in quickly. Once again, a hard hit ball that should be a double is cut off very fast. When you got fast guys out in the outfield that can run it down, you hold guys to 1 base instead of 2. Doesn't matter if you hold them to 1 or 2. If the next pitch gets hit as hard as possible, 355 feet is a home run there for Josh Smith, his 7th on the year. And Cantillo gives up 2 more runs. Tie ball game now in the top of the 5th. And I don't know how much longer Cantillo can continue to do the things he's doing. As he gets another strikeout, though. That's his 8th on the night. And yeah, Frank Rutherford decides that that is enough as he decides to come get him in this moment. Tie ball game. Cantillo throws 8 strikeouts as he goes 5 innings. Gives us all he can give us. Kyle Hendricks now onto the mound as he's 1-0 in 14 games. He's pitched 47 innings and has a .364 ERA. He's going to have to keep the ball down in order to keep these Rangers in the ballpark. And a nice curve there, gets the strikeout, and he sends us right to the bottom of the 5th inning. Josh Smith gets a good piece of one, ties the ball game up. Your Kings 4, Rangers 4. Tonight's game is brought to you by Brooklyn Federal Credit Union, proud partner of the Kings and official sponsor of our Steal Smart Save Big campaign. As Edwards gets a strikeout there. Evaldi's 3rd on the day. Jackie Miles now comes to the plate after a triple the last time he was at the plate. Evaldi with the pitch. Oh my, hammered. Jackie Miles gets to touch them all as he hits this one 437 feet. This ball goes long and far. This puts the Kings up 5-4 as Jackie Miles gets his 7th home run on the year. Starting to wake that bat up, a triple and now a home run on the day. That's the guy that we paid for. This is the guy that we want to see. Jackie Miles puts his team up 5-4. And the Rangers have seen enough as they are coming to get their pitcher. Evaldi, what a day. Corey Bradford will come to the mound as the next victim. Excuse me, the next pitcher. Aranda comes to the plate with a 2-2 count, bottom 5. That ball is hit hard as well. This one gets through. Aranda, again, one of the most consistent Kings between him, Butler, and BJ Murray. Those bats are hot right now, and we got to keep those going. Good thing they're the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Butler chases after a one on the outside corner, a slider at 83 miles an hour, and that's your second out on the inning. 2-2 count to BJ Murray. That one's hit hard, but it is handled over at third base. That's the end of the 5th inning. Jackie Miles would put the Kings ahead after getting one to go a long, long way. 9 hits for your Kings, 5 runs and 1 error. Ball hit hard over to Aranda. Aranda decides to take it for himself and gets the first out. Kyle Hendricks getting the second out in this outing. Only needed to get 1 out last inning. Top 6 here. And that ball gets through for Jake Berger. Berger having a nice little day. That's his second, I believe, hit. This one's hit to Rosario. This is a double play ball. Yes, that's 2. And Kyle Hendricks finds a way to get out of the inning with a ground ball to Rosario. Your Kings look good tonight as they are ahead 5-4. What a game to be a part of. A lot of hits out here, 17 different hits. Can the Kings find a way to pull this one out? Indy Rodriguez to the plate. He fights his way all the way to a 3-2 count. And sees ball 4 on the outside corner. Cody Bradford's first walk on the day. Eggy Rosario, known for his glove. It's one of the reasons that we picked him up here. Is struggling at the plate as he sees strike 3. I don't know that he went all the way around, but the umpire seems to think he did. He's now followed by Duran Blanco, who has now a 3-1 count. This one's hit hard into the gap. Rodriguez could score from first base. Blanco slides into second base. Rodriguez thinks about it and goes back to third base and safe at third base. Definitely made that one interesting as Blanco slides into second base with his 12th double on the year. Gets a good pitch over the outside of the plate. Hits it hard into the gap. And thankfully we don't give up an out. And we got a chance to score now. 2 runs from, whoa, man, that is close there, isn't it? Now we got a chance to score 2 runs instead of just the 1. Simpson up with 2-2 count, fouls this one off. 2 guys on, 1 out. 2-2 count. Your Kings are up 5-4. And yes, he does go. They throw down the first base just to confirm it. And there's your second out. Chandler Simpson strikes out. Xavier Edwards coming up in a big spot. 2 on, 2 out. 2-2 count. 5-4, bottom 6 here. Can he find a way to score these 2 runs? Some insurance runs would be nice. Gets the ball down the left field, left line. And this one's thrown in the dirt, but it is scooped up. And that is the end of the 6th inning. Kings only score. Excuse me. No, they don't score at all. Kyle Hendricks throws a sinker over the outside of the plate. And this one did not sink at all until it got into 393 feet in the stands. Evan Carter hits his first home run of the year. This ties the ball game at 5-5. Aranda now takes a line drive right at him. Simeon hits one hard, but doesn't get it to go anywhere. And that's going to be the end of the night for Kyle Hendricks. Gave up 2 runs after facing 6 batters. And that's going to be his night. Tomorrow, Louis the Red Hawk presents Kids Night with youth clinics earlier in the day. Community baseball has been a priority since day one for your Kings. So we'll be thankful that Louis the Red Hawk will be visiting. Nick Mears on to the mound for your Kings. And Dylan Moore greets him. Now a 2-2 count. And that's strike 3 as Mears gets his first strikeout on the night. Josh Smith now hits one hard, but Aranda handles it over at first base. Now we head into the bottom of the 7th inning. Evan Carter would tie this ball game up on a pitch on the outside corner. That would be the end of Kyle Hendricks' night. Danny Columbi is now on the mound for the Rangers. 4-3 record, 4 ERA. This would be a great time to get after him. As we recap the day, Cantillo went 4 2/3. Miles is 2 for 3 with a triple and a home run. Your Kings should definitely be ahead, but bullpen pitching has given up more than it should have. Miles looks at ball 4 as he starts off the inning with a walk. Aranda now. This ball is softly hit to the right side. The Rangers look to double up, and they do. 3-6-3 double play for the Rangers. Lawrence Butler now to the plate.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
3-2 count. BJ Murray with a single tonight is in the on-deck circle, excuse me. Lawrence Butler now looking to get things started with 2 outs. Ball 4. This would be a good opportunity to get after Columbi. And we do not take advantage of the opportunity as BJ Murray strikes out with a slider on the inside of the plate. The Kings know that they got to get something going here as we end the 7th inning with nothing happening. Inoli Paredes will now take the mound as he's been a part of 18 games. He's got a 4-1 record with 5 holds. Sometimes has a problem with keeping the ball inside the park, but he gets a strikeout there on Corey Seager. Wyatt Langford now greets him. Gets a ground ball to Miles. Miles handles it well as he's a pretty good infielder. Ground ball to Aranda. Paredes finds a way to get through the 8th inning without any issues. 3 up, 3 down, and the Kings head into the bottom of the 8th. Rodriguez, Rosario, Blanco coming up next. Phil Matone will come to the mound, and Rodriguez will be the first to greet him. He's got a walk, and he's 0 for 2. As he looks at strike 3 on a sweeping curveball right down the middle of the plate. Eggy Rosario will follow now. 3-2 pitch. A sinker on the outside corner, catches the corner, and that's strike 3. Tyrone Blanco now on the mound. If I say his name wrong one way, I'm going to say it wrong another way, and I'm just struggling. Sees the pitch and flips it over into the outfield. Left fielder able to get underneath it. That ends the 8th inning. Unable to get anything going here in the 8th. We head now to the 9th inning. 5-5, 19 hits on the day, and 1 error. Berger, Garcia, and Carter up next. Paredes will continue on the mound as he's got 18 pitches in. Ball up the middle, and that one gets through. Seeing eye single. It looked like it was just avoiding Edwards over there. Adolis Garcia now on the mound against Paredes. Ground ball. Oh, that one gets through. Blanco gets it in. Cuts the runner off at second base. 2 on now for Paredes. This is normally what happens. Some way, somehow, a couple guys get on and then he gives up a blast. And Coach Rutherford truly understands that as he now comes to get him on the mound. Edward Bizardo onto the mound with a 3.76 ERA. He's got 16 holds, so he's been in this position before. Hopefully he can do it once again. He's got a 1-2 count now on Evan Carter. Carter gets a ground ball up the middle. Miles to Edwards. Over to Aranda, and that's a double play. Bizardo does his job getting a double play ball as soon as he comes into the game. 6-4-3 turn there. As we now look at Marcus Semien. Semien looks at a fastball down the middle, and the Kings get out of the 9th inning without giving up a run. Luzardo coming in from the bullpen, shutting it down just like Papa D has asked for. Bullpen needs to come in with some control and get things done. 5-5 ball game. Kings coming up, bottom of the 9th. In the bottom of the 9th, your Kings will face Cole Winn, and Chandler Simpson will be the first one to greet him. 314 average. He's got 35 stolen bases. Chandler Simpson is showing up as the Kings guy as he looks at strike 3 on the outside of the plate. That ball is definitely hittable. He's got to get the bat off of his shoulders and get something going. Head's not in it there in the bottom of the 9th. Edwards now, 3-2 count. And he looks at a cutter that was definitely on the plate, but he gets the walk anyway. Edwards on first base. Do they send him? I know that that's Frank Rutherford's identity. I know that's the Kings' identity. Get him over to second base, and maybe we can push him across with the 2 outs that we have left. Runner goes. Miles looks at one down the middle, and that was selfless of him as he allows Edwards to slide into second base. 2-2 count now to Miles. Runner on second base. Now's the time to produce. Ground ball. That one doesn't move the runner, and that one's an out. That's okay. We got the runner over to second base, so a productive at bat nonetheless, as that brings up one of the hotter bats in our lineup, Jonathan Aranda. Aranda now 1-2 count. Hits this one on the outside corner. And that's going to be the 3rd out as he grounds out to shortstop. And we're going to send this thing into extra innings, ladies and gentlemen. Your Kings 5, the Rangers 5. As we go into extra innings, we got to ask for some extra help as Rafael Montero comes into the game. 3.49 ERA, and he's been in 24 games. Got to keep the ball in the park in order for the Kings to keep this thing going. Ground ball to second base is Moore, and that'll be the first out as the runner moves over to third base. Now's the time where you got to clamp up. Now's the time where you got to find a way to get a strikeout or a pop-up on the infield. Josh Smith now. Montero with the pitch. And he gets a strikeout with a sinker on the outside corner. That's out number 2. Montero doing exactly what he's supposed to do. 1-2 count now to Corey Seager. This is a big out, ladies and gentlemen, with a runner on third base. The pitch. Ground ball to Edwards. And the Kings get out of the 10th with a runner stranded on third base. Kings come up with the extra inning rule, runner on second base. Butler, Murray Jr., and Rodriguez will have the opportunity to score. Those three will face Chris Martin in the bottom of the 10th inning. 1-1 count to Lawrence Butler. And when you got your 4, 5, 6 guys coming up, 5, 6, 7 guys come up, do you bunt him over or do you just find a way to pull one to the right side? As Butler strikes out, pitch on the inside. Runner still standing on second base. Murray Jr. with a single and a run scored comes up with a .250 average on the year. 1-1 pitch. This ball is smashed. B.J. Murray Jr. hits one as hard as possible out on the Flatbush Avenue, and your Kings win game 1. It took an extra inning and a couple extra pitches, but B.J. Murray would get a hold of one and sure enough become the star that he is, walking off the Texas Rangers, scoring 2 in the bottom of the 10th. This game has been absolutely crazy as he gets a hold of one and sends it out to the streets. That ball was smashed. And I know that there's a short porch out in right field, but you can't hit it any better than that. Your Kings go on to win game 1 against the Rangers 7-5. And what a way to do it in walk-off fashion as they get it done in the bottom of the 10th inning. B.J. Murray continues to emerge right in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. He went 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. And then the moment. Bottom of the 10th, game on the line, and Murray delivers a walk-off 2-run homer. Those are the moments where players stop being promising and start being reliable. Jackie Miles was our tone setter. He went 2 for 4, a home run, a triple, and the kind of night that reminds you why we've stayed patient with his development. That wasn't just about production. This was about confidence showing up on the field. Jonathan Aranda stays steady, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs and a run. He's becoming our defensive anchor, the guy who absorbs pressure so others can breathe. Deron Blanco gave us exactly what his role demands, 2 for 4, a double and an RBI. Speed, contact, and disruption, that's what Kings baseball is all about. On the mound, it wasn't about length, it was about timing as Rafael Montero came in and gave us 1 clean inning, punched out 1 and earned the win by doing his job in the moment where it mattered. This wasn't perfect baseball, but it was resilient baseball. We stayed connected and we didn't rush the process. We trusted the plan. Our game doesn't define a season, but games like this tell us where we're building something real. On to game number 2. Game 2 in Brooklyn, and the Rangers would hand the ball to Jacob deGrom. On paper, that's an advantage, but tonight, not so much. Chandler Simpson would get the first crack at deGrom and sends a sharp shot right back through the box into center field, and that'll definitely wake you up. And of course, you already know what's coming next as Simpson takes off, stolen base number 1. Pressure applied immediately. After a walk, Jackie Miles would step in, and he would launch one. 3-run homer, just like that. It's 3-0, and Brooklyn, and this place is alive. Jonathan Aranda would follow, and he hits a rocket off the right field wall. Loud contact all night from the big man. And then B.J. Murray would show some discipline as he draws a walk. It's already the second walk of the inning for Jake DeGrom. Andy Rodriguez comes to the plate, 3-1 count, and he lines one base hit into right field, and the inning rolls on. Eggy Rosario would come to the plate. Base hit to right. That'll score another one. DeGrom already given up 4 runs on the day. Loses the zone again, and he walks Duran Blanco. That scores another run. That's the 3rd walk of the inning, and the Rangers have seen enough. The manager goes to the bullpen, and he decides that Cody Bradford didn't get enough last night. The Kings aren't done, though. Simpson would float one over into left field. That's another run scoring. Brooklyn is starting to pile it on early, and it is now 6-0. Bases are still loaded. So we skip ahead to the bottom of the 2nd inning as Jonathan Aranda now comes to the plate, and the big man wants to get involved. 1-1 count, and Jonathan Aranda would unload on a shot as he hits this one 399 feet straight back up the middle, and Brooklyn is in full control of game 2. Don't worry though, while the offense is cooking, Christian Javier is still dealing. He would strike out everyone in this inning. He would fan 12 batters over 6 1/3 innings as he has a dominant day. Carter strikes out. That's 2 outs in the 3rd. And Moore strikes out. 3 outs in the 3rd, all on strikeouts. Javier having a night. 12 batters, 6 1/3 inning. Rosario would get after it again as this one travels 395 feet. His first one of the night as he finds the long ball and hits another one. We head back to the bottom of the 5th, and Rosario back at it again. This one he decides to go to left field with. Hits this one 375 feet. He's got 2 on the night. The Kings would find a way to just hit the ball as hard as they can. They're up 9-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. But don't worry, Lawrence Butler would say, don't forget about me, as he comes up with a 3-2 count, 2 outs, 9-0 bottom of the 6th. And yes, sir, he would get a hold of one as well. He launches one 364 feet. And yes, everybody is getting involved in it. Another home run for the Kings. And don't worry, Coach Frank Rutherford, yeah, he's absolutely pleased with what he's seeing. 10-0 in the bottom of the 6th. And then, just for good measure, Duran Blanco would hit one back at him on the right side. This one would go 312 feet, a homer that barely clears over the right field fence. But they all count. Short right porch, Flatbush Avenue cutting things off. That's okay. The final tally, the Brooklyn Kings explode for 11 runs on 14 hits, 11 RBIs, and 6 home runs. The story on the mound, as we said, Christian Javier, 6 1/3, 12 strikeouts, and anchoring a statement win. Brooklyn baseball at its absolute loudest here tonight. Let's look at the game recap, as game 2 is one of those nights where preparation meets opportunity, and we definitely didn't miss it. Javier, as we said, set the tone on the mound, 6 1/3, 3 hits allowed and 12 strikeouts. He controlled the counts, finished hitters, and gave us the kind of outing that stabilized the series. Offensively, we stayed aggressive and intentional, 14 hits, 5 runs, and 11 RBIs. Pressure from the very first inning. Rosario was relentless, 3 for 4 tonight with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Aranda continued to be exactly who we needed him to be, 3 for 4 with a home run, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Blanco brought energy and damage as he was 1 for 3 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and a run. And Jackie Miles kept stacking confidence as he now went 2 for 5, a home run, 3 RBIs, and a run scored. As a group, we didn't chase moments, we created them, but nights like this also remind you how quickly things can change. During Game 2, Chandler Simpson suffered a fractured shin on a play that perfectly captured how he plays, full speed and no hesitation. He's expected to be out for 1 to 2 months. That's a tough hit for us, as Chandler just isn't our stolen base leader. He's our pulse, he's our energy, he brings pressure, and he's the guy who communicates and is the energy every night. Our message internally is clear. We're not changing who we are. We'll just adjust roles and lean into our depth and keep playing Kings baseball, as Chandler's job is now to heal up. Ours is to keep building something he can step back into when he's ready. Game 3 was exactly what this team needed, a demonstration of resilience, focus, and identity. The Kings came in determined to close the series strong, and we did just that, winning 7-5 and sweeping the Rangers. B.J. Murray Jr. was the clear player of the game, hitting 2 for 4 with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. The kid has quietly emerged as a cornerstone for this team, capable of big moments and carrying the energy of the middle of the order. On the mound, Brian Bello gave us stability and length, 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, and the win. He managed traffic, trusted his defense, and gave us exactly the kind of performance that sets the tone for a series sweep. Offensively, the balance was evident. Lawrence Butler went 2 for 3 with a home run and an RBI. Jonathan Aranda contributed a 1 for 4 home run to keep pressure on the Rangers. Jackie Miles went 3 for 4 with a double and a run scored, continuing his strong development and providing spark at the top of the lineup. Collectively, the Kings hit their stride. This wasn't a fluke. It was the product of aggressive small ball and timely hitting, and pitching that kept us in every inning. With the sweep, we're now 31-31, exactly at 500. More importantly, we're 37 days to the draft and only 4 games out of the wild card. Message is clear. We focus on finishing strong, developing our depth, and staying true to our identity. Every at-bat, every inning matters. Every player needs to contribute. Series wasn't just about wins, it was about growth under pressure. Sweeping the Rangers proves that we can trust our plan, trust each other, and stay disciplined. We can execute at a high level if we do all of these things together. B.J. Murray showed us what emergence looks like. Bello reminded us that our pitching staff has anchors that we can count on. And the rest of the lineup kept the team moving, creating opportunities and manufacturing runs. Kings baseball in action. Now it's time to reset. Chandler Simpson is out, so others will need to step up. We shift focus to the wild card chase, every matchup counting, every decision mattering. We leave this series with confidence, energy, and clarity. This team is learning how to win and how to do it the right way. That's the story that will continue into the next challenge. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time here in Brooklyn. Peace.